Um, the exhibition is about Palestinian embroidery and its origins, and if I have to talk about the origins, it goes back to many ages ago, and it talks about women, not just in embroidery. It talks about her life, about her struggle, about the land, and this makes the Palestinian embroidery, from my point of view, unique, and that's why I started documenting and asking myself, what's the story behind every dress? And so it comes out that I found it talks about everything about Palestine, about her childhood, about the villages, about her town, about her marital status and everything. So if you have to analyze the dress before 48, we can discover amazing things about the Palestinian villages. Because a simple dress, like for example these dresses that are on your right, it is before the 48, before the great, before the Nakba. So if we can see these dresses, from your point of view, these are just colorful dresses, and maybe it does not mean nothing, but it comes with it a very long and amazing feminine history and a very big discovery. Because, for example, I would like to make your attention to that blue dress over there, the first one. Usually embroidery comes with colorful colors, yellow, red, blue, and even the colors are not like this, something like random. It has a significance, every color and every motif and pattern. That blue color means that that woman who used to wear that dress was a widow. So when she used to go around the market, she used to say to herself and all the members of the village, okay, I am a widow, my husband is dead. If she used to introduce something colorful, like beside the blue, something red, that she used to communicate, for example, that I'm ready to get married again. So it is so funny, but it is so even at the same time very intelligent, because in Palestine, every town, every village, every family had its own pattern. Every meaning had something. Like from Jaffa, they had the oranges, and the patterns came with specific names and specific variety. And plus, it was a moment of sharing, a moment of gathering with women, of communication, and it was a flourish way of living and communicating their happiness at that moment. What happened afterwards, the 48, women used to, okay, embroider, but no more with these dresses like you find on your left and your right, okay? The dress came much more simple, because the war had a very big impact on the patterns, on the materials, on the threads, on the fabrics, because most of the fabrics at that time used to come from Syria. The silk threads used to come from Damascus, from Lebanon, from Egypt, from Gaza. So with the refugee camps, everything got blocked, and women didn't have even time to embroider along with their kids and friends, because they were in a very disastrous state. They were in refugee camps, plus the threads weren't available at that time. Plus all the women gathered from many different villages in one camp. How could she express her happiness, or from where does she come from, if like she had her neighbor from Ramallah and from the village and like this? So what has she to express? Like, I'm a widow and I want to marry, I don't have time to marry. So at that time in 48, there was not a sort of stop, but there was like a stop of creativity. Women, if they embroidered at that time, they used to embroider to gain money, to help their families. So much more simple costumes were made at that time. For example, the one I'm wearing, okay, is how to say, it is something that came after 48. They mixed the patterns, they were much more simple, they didn't use all these geometrical colors, like for example the first one you find here, the orange and the red, all had a meaning, and the fabrics used to be silk and linen, and the fabrics after 48, which were much more simple, from cotton, and the threads were even cotton, no more silk. and so long. So what happened at that time, that ONGs, NGO opened, and many charity activities started flourishing at that time in the camps, because they helped raising money and helped the families. So the embroidery at that time, from something happy and colorful, started is transformed or became in something useful, and women used to at that time help their families along with men in raising their kids and making the kids go to school or bringing money to the family. So women at that time had a very important role in the family, because with this simple embroidery that was something very happy before 48 started to become something very important, and it played a very important role, because maybe men used to go to war. Men used to go like abroad to find work, like in America, in South America, like this. But women, they used to stay along with the kids, and they used to raise money and raise their kids at the same time through this embroidery. So it became a mean of struggle and even resistance, because through the embroidery, women used to pass down to their daughters what does this mean to them, what they used to do before 48, how was it beautiful in Palestine at that time, when, for example, women used to go to the market and they were all colorful. Imagine all these colors at the market. It was something like a rainbow, something very amazing. Even though in the camps they no more used to go around like this, and the clothes used to be like more simple and more the patterns got mixed up, and they were much more maybe European style, but passing down in, like, while they used to embroider, the mother with daughters and friends, they used to remember how was Palestine, and you came from that city or that town, Gaza was like this, and we used to embroider in that color. The dresses were different. While they embroider, they sing their old songs, they remember the tales of their grandmothers, and like this. So what makes amazing this type of craft is that they pass down memories, stories, but at the same time it's something that says my identity is here and I'm wearing it. Even though it's simple, even though it is something that is not like it used to be, but it's something that resists. And what is very nice about embroidery, because woman has a very strong role in this thing, that during the Intifada, the first Intifada, for example, women were so genius. While it was banned to raise the flag and go along like in the streets with the Palestinian flag, women said, okay, you don't want me to carry the flag, I will carry it on my dress. There was the Intifada dress at that time, and it is amazing, like, to see these type of dresses. Women used to embroider entirely the Palestinian flags on the dresses along with the patterns. So it was something that women, in her resistance to resist in this land or in this craft, they embroidered the Palestinian flag and they used to go around with it. Plus, if we see at that time many painters, or even if many famous Palestinian painters, when they want to imagine the woman, the Palestinian woman comes with the embroidered dress, because it is her identity, it is the identity of Palestine. You cannot imagine Palestine without the embroidered dress. So it has a very big meaning and significance. The simple craft, that it seems a simple cross stitch, but it comes with a very big meaning. Even though now people don't go so much around with the dress, but in every occasion, in every wedding, or in every national event, or in the theater, women, they have to wear these dresses along. Like, for example, I'm wearing it today because it comes with pride. It says, okay, I'm not in Palestine, but Palestine is with me. And how can I show it? I show it through my embroidery, because it comes a part of me. It is my way to express resistance, that I am here and we are here. So this, for me, from my point of view, it is something genius, and it shows how women, and how the simple dress that was something very nice, even though it is now linked with something horrible, with the loss of the land, but in some way women, while they're embroidering, they still say, I'm here, I'm resisting with this dress, I'm resisting with my patterns, with my identity, and I'm alive, and I will come back. So this has a very great meaning. Even this small exhibition that we're exhibiting today, these 6 pieces plus all these important dresses, these are all from late 19th century. These are just an example of how these colors and how women used to go around like this. So it is some way to express femininity, how to express Palestine and women's struggle nowadays, even wearing their dresses. So I hope it was something interesting, and if you have any questions, I'm here, and thank you so much. And thank you.